back on the right.
Hey guys,
Far
Kim Allen from the ABC in Dothan. This is a question for all three of you, if you could touch on it just briefly. Looks like you guys are going to have a huge crowd of Alabama people following you out here for this game. Can you just talk about that a little bit, how important the fans are for you guys and how much it means to have their support?
I guess I'll start this off. You gotta love the Alabama fan base first and foremost. I think if they raised the ticket price to $3,000 a ticket, everyone still in the state of Alabama would buy one. That's how hardcore they are, and that's why we love them to death. They're fanatics, and that's what makes playing for the University of Alabama so much fun. It's hard to think that you'd have a home game out in California, but, we're hoping for the possibility of it. And we know that no matter what happens, our fan base is always behind us, and they're always going to support us, and they're always going to be there, giving their best effort, every Saturday or every Thursday for us. And I think on that note, it's just it's great to have fans like that who, really ride or die with you. And, they're just as much a part of this team as anyone else.
Left side, back row.
Ryder DC, CBS Birmingham. Mike, you're one of the players that was in Shreveport, now the championship game. Talk about not the difference, but how far you guys have come, and do you fear losing this opportunity to win a championship?
Well, to touch on what Colin was saying about our, fan base and how far things have come. When Coach Saban got to school, I think one of the only, one of us three that were there, and he kind of said, that it's going to take everybody, it's going to take all the fans, program, to send this team to a championship, and it kind of answers both of your questions. It's taking everybody, and everybody is here now, and just being in Shreveport, being in Dallas, being in Shreveport 2 years in a row, and feeling that heartbreak last year in New Orleans. It's just taking a lot of work. But, it's like I was saying earlier, Coach Saban came in and accepted us as players. We accepted him as coaches, just being from a previous staff. And I've been asked, a few times, how has Coach Saban turned this program around so fast? How has it come about in 3 years? You're already in a championship and you have 2 successful years in a row. But I think what it is, we already had character guys in place, before he got here that were willing to, accept who he was as a coach and accept what this team needed to be. And anytime you get that kind of mixture, talented players and a great coach, and we just accepted what he was trying to tell us and accepted him as a coach and his staff, and it's just been successful. It's just been great for us and a good relationship, and couldn't have asked for a better ending to my career.
In the back on the right.
Bob Ballou, CBS Austin. Mark, they say winning the Heisman changes things a little bit in your life. Can you talk a little bit about the change? And then maybe, Colin, how has Mark changed since he won the Heisman?
I remember Tebow said the analogy, like, you live in a glass house. Everybody knows what you're doing. Everybody knows who you are. And I kind of got that feeling like when I'd be in big cities like in Atlanta or in Chicago, and people were noticing me and trying to get pictures or autographs or just run up to me telling me congratulations and things like that. I think that's when I kind of noticed that things changed forever, but it's just all exciting. But you just got to remember, you can't lose focus on the hard work that you had to get you where you were and what you had to do to get success that you had. You got to keep moving forward. You can't live in the past because you're going to be judged on what you do in the future. So, we're still focused and still moving forward, still chugging along.
Tying in. It's funny to think that, someone would win a Heisman but still stay as humble, if not even more, than Mark has. And, I see him as one of my brothers on my team, as one of my best friends. And, it's funny because even though he won the award, you never even knew it, really. It's, the only times you realize is, we'll go out to dinner and then they'll have a mob squad of people just surrounding him trying to get some autographs, and he tries to be as patient as possible. He's trying to eat his meal, but nothing's really changed. He's such a hard worker and he does so many, little things for our team that people don't recognize, and he's such a competitor that, really when he got back, his main focus was winning a national championship. I don't ever think that he expected to win the Heisman. You know, he thought he had a great chance, but he was never going to expect anything. I think the only thing that he was ever really working towards was winning a national championship. And you know, I wish I could rag on him for a little bit, you know, about it, but the man hasn't changed. He just stays even more humble, and I think that's just you know, testament to the person he is and the heart he has.
Down the middle on the right.
But Colin, I got to believe when he got back, you did rag on him about the ceremony. You had to have said something to him that was a little bit offbeat. Now admit it.
The funny thing is, I think everyone else was, you know, making fun of him. I actually sent him a text message. I was like, you know, I want to admit this, but I actually shed some tears with you up on that stage. You know, I was standing with my family, and I was so heart-touched by my friend that, you know, I sort of shed some tears, and I guess I should be made fun of on that. But, you know, when he got back, everyone was sort of, you know, giving the crying face to him and trying to joke on him, you know. But I think that just showed the emotion that he has for it. You know, it's really sort of a blessing to see someone step on stage at the Heisman and not expect to win it. You know, it was almost a shock. It was someone showing such raw, genuine emotion that you almost, you know, love the presentation even more because of that feature. And I wish I could, but I was sobbing back in my house with him, so I guess he could rag on me for that.
Right in the front on the left.
AJ Hoffman, KVET, Austin. How you guys being favored in this game, much like you were last year, how much does last year's disappointment run into you guys' minds as you get ready for this game and everybody's talking about you guys like you're supposed to be the big winners once again? How fresh in your memory is that disappointment from last season?
You know, it was tough for us. You know, we lost, you know, a great player at left tackle before the game last year, and really I don't think our heads were where they needed to be going into that game last year. We had suffered a big disappointment in the Florida game, and you know, that letdown, you know, that was big for us. We kind of expected to win the Sugar Bowl, and really got it handed to us, and really, you know, got it put in our place, and realized what it was going to take to win a championship. You know, those last two games last year, and you know, but I think it served, you know, its purpose for us to kind of realize where we needed to be as a team, and realize, you know, how hard we need to work on a weekly basis and day in and day out, and especially leading up to a bowl game. And I think it's really shown this year. You know, you can ask these guys that, you know, we've had spirited practices. You know, we've tried to just, you know, keep it up tempo, and I think everybody's done a good job so far of really, you know, keeping our focus on where it needs to be. And you know, nobody's, you know, had any thoughts of anything else other than winning a national championship. And you know, our hearts are in it, our minds are in it, and we just still got to go out and perform. And that's going to be the biggest thing for us.
You got two more questions back on the right.
Melissa McCaslin, News 8 Austin for Mark. Bama's and Texas rushing defense both ranked to the top of the nation. You like the challenge of going against the top-ranked rushing defense, and how has going against your own helped you prepare for that during the year?
You thrive on opportunities like this. A great defense, great game, biggest game that you could hope to play for as a college player. And their defense is just great across the board. So much speed, so many athletes, and they cause a lot of havoc and they disrupt a lot of the tempo in people's offense. And our defense and their defense is real similar. And so it's nothing but advantage for us just to go against them every day in practice and get the look that they give us, because they do a lot of the similar things, give a lot of similar looks. But yeah, you thrive on opportunities like this. It's a big game, and great opportunities are made in games like this. Great moments are made in games like this. So you thrive on it, and we're just looking forward to it.
Okay. Last question in the back.
Yeah, the Rob Lee hockey out of Fox and Mobile. This question is for Mark. And Mike, if you could jump in real quick. Could you guys just talk about the contributions of Trent Richardson this year as a freshman?
Trent, that's my man. That's my right-hand man. That's like my little brother. I remember I kind of took him under my wing when he got here, and he's older than me, but I say he's my little brother. And just everything. He's such a great runner, so hard. He runs hard with a lot of strength, a lot of passion, and the kid just out there has a lot of fun. And he's like a free spirit out there. He's just having a great time out there, and I can't say enough about him, because that's like my little brother, and we're like a double-headed monster out there. And we complement each other, and just the fact that we know that we have each other, and Roy too, and just all the other running backs, that we'll always know we're going to have a fresh pair of legs in the game, so we can go as hard as we can, leave it all on the field every single time, because we know if we need somebody, all we got to do is tap our helmet, and you have another fresh pair of legs coming in, and that's nothing but an advantage for our team and a headache for other teams, that you got to have a fresh pair of legs coming at you every single play, every single quarter, even at the end of the game when it's 5 minutes ago, you have fresh legs coming at you, because we've been alternating the whole game, and it's not an advantage for our team, though.
Yeah, I mean, speaking to what he says, Trent's really come in with an open mind. Even committing here, he didn't know if Glenn was staying, and he knew he had a great runner in front of him, Mark and Roy, and even Terry Grant, and just come into it with an open mind and worked really hard, to get where he's gotten, and obviously being from Pensacola, knew he was a talented guy coming in, and heard stories about him coming out of Escambia High School, and comparisons to Emmitt Smith and all that, and he's really lived up to that, and he's done great, and couldn't say more about the kid and the job that he's done, stepping in as a freshman and helping this team. Really, he's been such a huge part of getting us to where we've gotten. We're very fortunate to have him come in the way he has and really work the way he has, and to make that much difference on this football team.
Okay, thanks, guys.